Hello, good morning, and assalamu alaikum. This is your host Jessica live from UK. This is the usual, the weekend live session. Today is Saturday, the 23rd of October 2021, and just a normal sort of session. I've added my WhatsApp number in the live chat there, so you can call me on the WhatsApp number there if you got any question regarding study in the UK, immigration to the UK, about civil engineering, job prospects in the UK, salary in the UK, how to settle in the UK. So all these prospects, I mean, you can ask about any questions about these sort of stuff. This is just the normal live session, so I'll be answering your questions here. But obviously, in addition, just the one of the topic I need to talk about is how to choose the right subject. I mean, that's going to help in your future when you study in the UK. So that's the topic for today. So lots of questions generally comes from yourself about the same topic. Which one is the best actually from your perspective? How do you choose the right subject? Obviously, that's going to dictate your future. So it's really important for yourself to make sure you choose the right subject at the right time, because you don't want to come here study something that's not going to help in the long term. And obviously you are paying, I mean, such a high sort of fee here, and you don't want to waste basically whatever your financial burden you already have taken. You don't want to waste that sort of efforts. So you need to ensure you choose the right subject at the start of your career when you try to immigrate to the UK. So that is the today's topic. So I'm just going to talk about, obviously, from civil engineering perspective for sure. So to make sure you choose the right subject, and basically, and that's going to dictate your future as well when it comes to finding the job. So I won't say specific, like, I mean, what your case is. Obviously, if you got a specific sort of issues or any problems, you can always get in touch in your a personal sort of level, which generally I basically provide the one-to-one sessions. It's completely up to yourself. You can arrange that on any of my YouTube video. You can click on join button next to the subscribe button, and you can join their one-to-one session at your discretion. So we can arrange that one-to-one session. But otherwise, here I'm just going to provide you with the generic sort of what's available for yourself as a civil engineer. Basically, what are the core subject, non-core subjects that are available for you to grab, and basically how to choose the right one for yourself. Obviously, I'm just going to arbitrarily say, I mean, you are a civil engineer, you done BSc civil engineering from your country, and you want to come here and do the masters. I mean, that is my assumption. Basically, I'm based on that assumption. I just give you some briefs, basically what's available and what you can choose basically from different options you have in the UK. So obviously, I mean, there are two sort of sides. One is the core subjects or the non-core subjects. I mean, so the split between the two. So the non-core, I mean generic sort of MSc in civil engineering, that's the one subject you can choose. Obviously, if you go no preference at all, and you can't basically predict what your aspirations are in the future, whether you are good at analytical and basically that mathematical sort of side or problem solving side. So if you can't predict, basically you are good at that, and neither you can predict yourself whether you are good in communication, basically the sort of leadership sort of your qualities as well. So if you have a mixed sort of feelings, that whether you're going to go to analytical, so sort of analysis, the problem sort of side, or whether you're going to choose something that's management sort of side. If you are bother yourself based between the two sort of different stages, that's where I would highly recommend, I mean, in that case, to go for the civil engineering, MSc civil engineering. And the sole reason being, in MSc civil engineering, you will be taught basically to cover all the different sort of areas. So that will be technical side as well as the non-technical, the management sort of subjects as well. So at least you would have the background of all the construction industry in the UK. That will give you an overview of the whole system basically in the UK. So that would be the right choice for yourself if you can't make up your mind basically from the onset. For sure, I mean, if you're studying civil engineering for 4 years in the in your back home, like BSc sort of level, I'm sure you can identify yourself what area you are good at, basically, whether whether you are good at sort of, yeah, structure side, the analysis side, or you are good at the management sort of side. Yeah, you are good at basically presentation sort of side. You can manage basically the team if you're good at that. That's where you need to be focusing on yourself. Basically, this is completely up to yourself. You need to see yourself where you see you in the future. But as said, if you can't predict yourself, in that case, MSc Civil Engineering should be your best sort of, yeah, course of, yeah, the choice. Otherwise, I mean, there are number of, yeah, the specific core subjects, yeah, that they are available. If you can identify from the onset, obviously all these subjects you should have studied in the BSc level as well, and you identify from there on that you want to go into the specific core subjects. For instance, you can go into the structural engineering, you can go into construction project management, there are transportation, highways and transportation, there's geotechnical MSc, also the railway and safety, railway and system integration sort of MSc. So there's lots of variation here. So as long as you know basically where you're going towards, I mean, that would be, obviously you need to choose the relevant MSc in that case. But let's take this call before we carry on. Hello, brother. You're live with JK. Can I take your name and your question, please?
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. It's Anuj.
Anuj, how are you, brother? You okay? And you are,
Yeah,
finally you are in Coventry now, yeah? So that's good
yeah.
to know. How are you? How was your actually your transition from India to Coventry? Just talk me briefly.
It was quite good, sir. Actually, my flight is of same PNR from Nagpur to Mumbai and from Mumbai to London. And it took around 18 hours from
Oh,
Nagpur to Mumbai. Then it's 7 hours halt.
right.
From Mumbai to London Heathrow, it's 9.5 hours. After that, I took National Express. But it took me around 4 hours from London Heathrow to Coventry. After that, book a cab, and now I am in my room.
That's a long journey, but at least you settle in, I suppose. I mean, now in Coventry. How was the first impression?
Yeah, sir, it is quite a good city. And first of all, the main is the quietness here in the UK. As we are from South Asia, there is all hustle and bustle there.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, absolutely. I think if you stay in the London area, you would see that sort of, yeah, side, but not the same. Obviously, we are Asian, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, all the beeping, the car beeps, and all those stuff. You won't find that
yeah,
at the least, yeah, for sure. But at least, yeah, it's obviously Coventry. Is not a big city, is a small city, so yeah, you would feel that quietness. What about the general sort of environment? How did you find it? Obviously, it's now getting cold as well. I'm sure as compared to India, it will be a lot colder. You will feel now.
yes, sir, it is quite cold here. It is around 6 degrees right now. So I was fully prepared and took my 2 and 3 jackets and buy one jacket from here as well.
That's
So,
good, good. So, guys, I mean, if you are planning to come basically in this session or January session, these are the advices. I mean, you should take on board basically. So you need to prepare for that coldness as well. Right, Anuj. So how can I help you today?
sir, actually, I got a mail from AECOM
Mm-hmm.
that my situational based question was not quite good, so you can apply later. But they mailed me that you can apply next on October places. So I can't get that October places. What does it mean? Can I apply? Can I reapply on the same post on the month of October?
No, they will actually. That's really a good question, and especially, I mean, who's watching now as well. I mean, generally, the big companies like Acom, Atkins. I mean, the October, because this is quite very common for all the big companies. They generally advertise the graduate jobs basically in the same month, because generally the September is the main session. That's where they complete their degree. So October is the month that's where they hire majority of the graduates. So they will advertise all the big companies. I mean, I won't say just concentrate on Acom. There are lots of other companies as well. And everyone pretty much, yeah, basically advertise in exactly the same month, basically October. And on their websites, basically, you would go there, and I'm sure there will be a career section. on their website, and you can just go there and apply straight away there. It doesn't need to be a specific link there. Whatever website you going on, these big sort of, yeah, basically Atkins, ACOMS, Arup, and yeah, WSP, these are big players here. You go on their website, and just there will be links there for graduates, especially in October, September, October. That's where they advertise. Basically, they're taking all the graduates. As I said, I mean, September is the main session for the students to complete their degrees. And that's where they take basically the graduates, most of the well, it doesn't stop you basically during the year as well. They do advertise from time to time, but the main session actually for the recruitment of the graduate recruitment is October. But there will be other links as well in it, basically, that they will advertise from time to time. As I said, I mean, you need to just keep repeating the same process. Yeah, do check their website in the career section, and I'm sure you will find those links there.
So it means that I can reapply on the same position and same company on
Absolutely, absolutely. It doesn't stop you at all. That's the beauty of UK. Basically, you need to keep a basic. It doesn't mean like if you apply once and they refused you for some reason, you can't apply, reapply, because they are huge. Actually, these companies, like, I mean, they exist in every city of the, basically pretty much in every city of the UK. Wherever you go, their office will be there. So maybe you apply for the one office. I mean, they didn't like your profile. It doesn't mean the other office won't or will be the same, basically. So you need to keep applying. I mean, the same company, yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, you just keep applying, repeating the same thing, basically, so it doesn't harm you at all. And in fact, if I just share my experience, like I worked for, like, I mean, Atkins, I worked twice basically. I left Atkins, rejoined them, so there's no harm. Like another company, I worked for them 3 times basically. I left the company, I rejoined them, I left them again, I rejoined them again. So it doesn't harm you as long you keep up basically, to make sure your context there, the right attitude with the staff, with the members, basically the right staff there. It's no harm basically leaving the company and rejoining them. So that's the beauty.
Actually, and sir, you posted once on the YouTube that you are going to make a video on how to apply properly and companies and all. So please make a video on that, please.
Absolutely, that is in the pipeline. So I have dedicated this week, yeah, time to complete that video. So that will be shortly, yeah, live as well. So that will cover basically what I've started actually. It's really really sort of, yeah, cumbersome, yeah, a hard job. I mean, to going through there is skilled worker visa sort of, yeah, the employees list on the gov.uk website. But when you look at that actually list, there are 48,000 employers basically on that list. And to go through basically each company there, to make sure the engineering, yeah, to pick up the right engineering company from there. That's what I'm going through actually as we speak. So currently I've identified around 60 big companies basically for engineers. That's what currently I'm going to share in the video, about 60 big companies. So they can offer you the skilled worker visa, and you can go directly basically on their websites, and you can apply straight away. Obviously you won't face that sort of problem, like whether they're going to provide you the skilled worker visa or not. So that's where I'm heading towards. So I'll keep updating that list actually, but currently I've identified about 60 companies. That's where I'm going to join you. I'm going to share that with yourselves on a video. So watch the space for that. Yeah, that will be shortly with yourselves.
So you are going to share these 60 companies in this video?
Not on this video. It's actually a separate video. I'm making that one, and there will be a list basically 60 the big companies, actually the big players in the UK. So I've started basically the big fishes in the UK. So I'm sure if you go through, yeah, at least you glad the 60 company which I'm going to share, I'm sure you will get somewhere there within the 60. But I'll keep updating that list, obviously going forward as well. So it will be a series of similar videos, because as I said, the list actually, we go on gov.uk website, they go up 48,000, more than 48,000 sort of companies there, and you can't just filter by the disciplines. Basically, it doesn't tell you whether this is an engineering company or is it medical or is it IT. So you can't identify at all from there. So that's what I'm going through that sort of session. Actually, I'm going each individual. Obviously, the 60 company I've identified that what I know already basically by their names. So I've just I remember their names. I check on the list and they were there, and that's how I identify those 60 companies. But obviously, the rest of the list, I'm going to go through the list and will identify the others as well, which are available for yourselves to apply through.
Yeah. And some companies which you know which is situated near Coventry and Birmingham side. So can I can approach them personally and just hope
Uh,
to get some of the part time or a place where they can share their experience for me in a small projects and all.
That's not the approach you would be taking, because it's not the way how it works in the UK, Anuj. So it will
Okay.
be exactly the same process. You would go on their website and you would apply on their website. Basically, if there's a job available, basically, if there's a vacancy in that company, they will advertise on their website. Simple as that. So you have to go through that same process. I mean, if you go straight to their office, I'm sure everyone is so busy that they won't it won't be a chance actually to meet anyone apart from reception basically. So that isn't the actually that shouldn't be your approach. So the best approach is to check their website. Whatever opportunities are there, that should be on their website, and that's where you go from there.
Uh, Sir, any bank which is best for the student because I'm going to open a bank account.
Right, good question. All the banks are really, really good. The one I'm personally with is Halifax. Halifax is quite good in terms of, like, I mean, they're really straightforward. They don't ask too maybe it was in my case, but they don't ask too many questions there. All you need is your basically the a letter, or maybe the CAS letter from university, which you should have, and there will
Yeah.
be a proof of address. I think proof of ID, proof of address, that's all that it needs basically. So as long you have those two requirements there, and you turn up at their basically any bank, Halifax, they can open straight away your bank account.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Any more?
No, 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 sir.
Thank you very much. Keep watching. Yeah, thank you, Anuj. We'll catch up at some point. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you, sir.
thank you, Anuj. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, Anuj, for your call. Anuj is one of my regular sort of watcher and one of my earliest subscriber to the channel as well. So I know Anuj from very, very long time now. And that's why I answer whatever he asks. Basically, we can catch up here later on as well. So, guys, I mean, similarly, I know quite a number of other people as well. So it's quite nice actually through this platform. I have that sort of connection now. Go lots of friends I'm making, and that's the beauty of these sessions actually. But yeah, let's catch on back on the how to choose the right subject for your MSc. So I've covered basically there are two sort of either core subject or non-core subjects. About the non-core subject, I mean, if you can't choose what's right for yourself, or you can't make up your mind basically what you are good at, then you go for MSc Civil Engineering. Otherwise, if you can identify yourself, you're good at analytical, the problem solving sort of skills, or you are more divert to an environmental sort of side, it's a big sort of basically demand in environmental side as well, and specific core subjects like, I mean, structure engineering. Obviously, structure doesn't stop in the UK, so it's always demand there. The highway transportation again is a huge demand from them as well. Like even if there's no big projects around, I mean, maintenance is ongoing, it doesn't stop at all, so there will be a demand in highway transportation. Similarly, the railway sector as well, which I personally work in railway, there's a huge demand in railway as well. So these are the core subjects. So if you have a lean towards one of the core subject, if you can identify from your BSc sort of level, it's a good progression basically. So you can concentrate on a specific field, and you can choose that for your MSc as well. The reason I'm sharing this, because when you choose the MSc course, that will be quite specific to the field. Basically, wherever you go in the field, you're going to choose the jobs that will be quite relevant to that. So you will learn the theory there, and that will be directly applicable to your field, your job as well. So that's where I don't want you to waste your time. Basically, you do some subjects here. Basically, you do your money, your time here, do MSc, and end of the day you can't get into the same basically in the job. So it's completely waste of your efforts basically there. So you need to ensure you get that message right basically. So choose the right subject at the very beginning basically, because that gonna pave your way down the line. So let's take some questions here. Guys, I mean, there is my WhatsApp number in the live chat there as well, so you can call me and you get prioritized. Actually, your question get prioritized there. So let's get the questions. Golden Student has Motivation Inspiration by Sheikh Atif. Is master in transportation engineering good or not? It is good, brother. Highway transportation is a huge demand. I said, I mean, if you're interested, these are like a specific core subject, so you can go straight into that subject. Definitely, there is a demand there. Phased, sir, tell me how to get job from India. Brother, there are like, I mean, I do say the visa actually directly, if you're applying from overseas, I mean, the visa is called skilled worker visa. So you need to have the right skills, the right balance, basically the right competency to apply for the job. As long you have the right skills, experience back home, that's the only way you can apply for to these jobs, and you will have the opportunity basically to get that job. Otherwise, it's completely a waste of your time and effort. Basically, simple as that. If you don't have the competency, what you're applying for, then is a waste. If you go like experience 5 to 10 years experience back home, and you look for the jobs, relevant jobs, and then you apply exactly the same way as I said to Anuj. Basically, you go on their website, basically the different companies, the websites, and you apply through the same way, exactly the same way which we are applying actually within the UK. So it's exactly the same way. There's no other alternative. But as long you have the competency and you have the skills, the right skills, I mean, what the employer looking for, then you are eligible, or you can apply, and there will be a higher chance actually to apply for those job from outside. Zara Brahman, thank you. Lucky Lok Raj Bandari. Hello, sir. What is the chance of getting job after graduate in surveying and mapping science in the UK? What are the chances, Lucky? The chances are high, very high. I mean, if you know your subjects well, that should I start from there basically. So if you know your subjects, because what it matters to the employer is your skills. As long you know your subject well, I mean, you are quite specific about surveying and mapping science. Definitely, if you know your subject there, there will be easy chance there after completion of your studies. Obviously, you need to keep applying for the relevant job. Obviously, if that is your niche, basically where you want to go and where you want to see in your future, that's where you need to concentrate. As long you update yourself to the latest technology, that is very paramount as well, because the CPD is something we talk quite a lot in the UK as well. You need to keep update yourself to the relevant tech, to the relevant technology in the UK. As long you are on top of these sort of stuff, I'm sure it will be quite easy to find a job. As long, I mean, you touch those scores, basically what is required, what the employer needs from yourself. As a graduate, I generally say you need to have the basic knowledge the least. As long you have that covered, for a graduate, I'm sure that gonna get you to the job level there. Almasi Jacob sir is the best. Thank you, love sir from Bangladesh. Warsha Visak. Sir, what about MSc Civil Engineering? Sir, what about Kingston University? Is MSc or MSc CPM is best? What about job opportunity for graduate from India if coming as a dependent? Right, lots of question. So what about MSc Civil Engineering? MSc Civil Engineering, I generally recommend. I mean, if you can't make up your mind, like what core subjects you should go for. Obviously, I highly recommend, as said, I mean, like, yeah, if you are if you're studying BSc civil engineering, I mean, somewhere else, I mean, from your country, you got 4 years basically to identify your niche where you want to end up yourself into. The MSc civil engineering basically is a generic sort of MSc, and you will be it will be pretty much similar to what you're taught, what you're done through gone through in BSc level basically. So it will be like environmental side, there will be subjects from management, the technical side. So you will cover all the different aspects of civil engineering, so it's not a core subject, so it will be pretty much similar to what you've done in BSc level, but slightly advanced level. I mean, that's all it is. But obviously I generally say, if you can identify your niche, I mean, what your core subject is, what you want to see in the future, then you should go into that sort of, yeah, completely specific subject, so you can concentrate more on one subject. But otherwise, I mean, if you are struggling, you can't identify yourself where you want to go in the future, then a civil engineering MSc is the best actually in that sense. Kingston University, obviously, I can't say specific about a university until I've seen their core subjects, basically what they can offer. That's generally my response to these sort of question is, you need to look at the core, the modules of what they're offering. As long, I mean, you are satisfied with the modules, that's what you how you choose actually the university based on the modules. Is MSc Civil Engineer or MSc CPM is the best? Again, I mean, it's the same question of which one is the best. It all depends what you want to see, where you want to see yourself in the future into. Basically, if you are interested in the construction management, obviously you should go into the MSc sort of, yeah, CPM. But otherwise, I mean, again, if you can't make up your mind, then MSc Civil Engineering is the best. So it's completely up yourself where you see yourself in the future. What about job opportunities for graduate from India if coming as dependent? Right, the job is primarily depending on your skills. Like, I mean, for the graduate, as I said, I mean, it only the basic skills, the knowledge actually about the construction industry. If you have that basic knowledge, what the construction industry looks like, what they're looking for in the UK, as long you have that basic knowledge, I'm sure, yeah, it will be exactly the same whether you have done MSc here in the UK or not. I mean, it's completely irrelevant in that sense. Basically, obviously, the main thing is, if you're eligible to apply for the job in the UK, like, I mean, as a dependent, you will be eligible. All it matters is your skills, your knowledge. As long you have that knowledge, straight away it will be a completely basically same case exactly whether you have done similar as if you have done MSc civil engineering in the UK. So it doesn't matter at all, as long you're eligible, you have the right skills to apply for the jobs, that's all it matters. So you can settle in and find a job. Next question is Demendo Mondal. I'm having 13 years of experience structural engineering in India. So I do need to get the visa first at my own, or I may get the job right from here and my employer will apply for me. Right. So the way it works, you have to apply for the relevant jobs. So once you have applied, you go successful basically in the interview, the employer will issue the sponsor certificate for yourself, and through that certificate, basically that sponsorship, you will apply for the visa. So that's how it works, and you will get the skilled worker visa. So you can't apply yourself, so you have to find the relevant job first. They will issue you the sponsorship basically later, the employer will issue that, and through that later you can apply for the skilled worker visa. That's the general process. So guys, I mean, if you are satisfied with the answers, I would like, yes, some more clicks there, yes, some more likes there. And also, as I said, I mean, like, you can call me on that WhatsApp number there as well. There are lots of, like, I mean, WhatsApp out of the session. Actually, I do receive lots of, yeah, messages, texts, obviously. Unfortunately, yeah, I wish I have, yeah, lots of time there available to help everyone out there. Obviously, I'm trying my best, I mean, whatever I can from myself, basically whatever time I can dedicate, I mean, to respond to your queries, your calls. But obviously it's not easy for myself, basically doing the full-time job, family, and all the other stuff, like not just these ones. Obviously, apart from YouTube, I got other stuff like, I mean, I'm the STEM ambassador, I'm the governor of the school as well. So YouTube, full-time job, the family. So all these, when you combine all these, so it's very little sort of, yeah, leisure time or some time basically so I can resolve your issues. That's where I said, I mean, if you want basically a specific sort of, yeah, you got specific items to discuss about your future, your career. I have, yeah, that one-to-one session basically. If you want to agree, or you want to, yeah, go into that one-to-one session, you can generally click on any of my YouTube video basically next to the subscribe button. You can click on that basically join button there, one-to-one session, so we can arrange. And that will be basically specific time, that's what I can manage from my end. And obviously I need to ensure you are on the same page for that session as well, and then I can review and provide you specific sort of, yeah, as you wish basically what you required, whether it's a career progression or it's the right course you want, or about your specific jobs, I mean, you are after. So we can discuss all those in one-to-one session. But otherwise, yeah, you can join me, you can follow me on the LinkedIn as well. Generally I add, yeah, all the links in my video descriptions basically, so you can join and ask the question during the week as well. And whenever I get a chance, I generally respond, yeah, quite quickly through the LinkedIn. There is basically some WhatsApp groups as well. You can join those WhatsApp groups, at which links are in the description of my videos. And also you need to ensure you subscribe to the channel as well, because as I said, I will share, yeah, one of the video which I'm working currently. Obviously it's hard to find a time there, but actually I'm going through the list of all the approved basically employer which can provide you the skilled worker visa in the UK, especially for civil engineers. So I'm trying to identify, yeah, those employers in the UK, and I will share that video shortly with yourself, and that will make your life easy. Basically you can go on that list and find out basically the relevant company there, go on their website, and you will apply the job, yeah, through their website. And that will make your life a lot easier, in the sense that you won't have to worry about it basically once you got a job, whether they will give you the visa after that or not. So as long, I mean, you go to that list there, if the company is on that list, that means they will definitely provide you the skilled worker visa once you go through the admission process, basically the recruitment process there. So that's where you will get that video. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss on that opportunity. And as I said, that will be like a progressive sort of, yeah, list there. Currently, as I said, I mean, I'll identify pretty much, yeah, about around 60 companies, the big companies in the UK on that list, which I'm going to share shortly. And the rest I will keep updating, yeah, that list, and I will share with yourselves in the future videos as well. Right. So next question is from Wersha. Is accreditation have any importance in MSc courses? Definitely, Wersha. It does matter a lot, basically, in your career, in your future. The reason I'm saying this, because what I actually I notices in my career progression, basically, this is one of the side actually. I was quite lucky actually when I did my MSc. Obviously, I didn't knew about this accreditation at all. Obviously, I randomly chosen basically a course from Salford at the time, but I wasn't aware of, yeah, if accreditation is anything as such. Basically, if there's going to be any value, but I was lucky enough. It was accredited to the ICE I/T at the time, and it helped me quite a lot basically down the line when you apply for these basically membership for ICE I/T. Definitely, if you are accredited course, you will directly become and apply for those membership there. Obviously you need to go through the process there, but at least, yeah, that hurdle is gone to the side basically. If your course is not accredited, that means you have to go through additional sort of experience before you apply for the membership. So it helps quite a lot. That's where I generally say, make sure you choose the right subject at the right time basically. That's what generally I say. These are all the stuff you should do all the search beforehand, basically, before you apply for any course. Like, I mean, of choosing the right course, whether that's accredited or no, or what's the future aspiration, where you want to where you want to see yourself in the future. So these are all the stuff you should be conscious of before you apply for any course. Abhinash, is there sponsor visa for civil engineering with 4+ years in bridges, road, thermal plants with skill in QA/QC, side BBS, billing, AutoCAD? Uh, Brother, specific any jobs? I can't say yes or no. Obviously, I mean you got experience there. All I can suggest is basically check the big companies like big employers here in the UK. If you don't know which are the big companies, so you can search Google basically the big consultant or big contractor in the UK construction industry. You Google them and you find, yeah, the big companies there. You apply it. Basically, it's exactly the same way. You will go into the career section and you will see if they have the relevant jobs are relevant to your experience, and you apply through that process. That's how you get into that sort of habit. Basically, you need to search for the relevant job there, you apply, and if obviously if you're meeting the bill of the employer, that's where you're going to get the call for the interview, and that's how you apply. I can't say whether there are jobs available or not. Obviously, you got the experience there. Is just finding the right sort of timing there. If they advertise and they're looking for the relevant job there, I'm sure, yeah, you're going to get there. And as said, I mean, the process is exactly the same where you are inside the UK or outside the UK is exactly the same. You have to apply through online system, so it doesn't matter wherever you are in the country or in the world. Basically, it's exactly the same time, same way. So it's no difference at all. ARG Raghav, I've done Bachelor of Civil, but doing job in software. In future, will I am able to work in civil? If able, what to do after? I done Bachelor of Civil Engineering, but doing job in software. Brother, I don't get, yeah, this sort of, yeah, philosophy. If you're done civil engineering and you're doing job in software, which is completely different sort of, yeah, niche and field. Actually, obviously, I can't say whether software is better or not. Obviously, I have no experience of getting into the software, so I can't say in fact, yeah, whether you should stay in software. Obviously, you got experience there, or you want to completely ignore software and come back to civil engineering. So obviously, the first thing first, I completely, yeah, this sort of, yeah, questions that blows my mind. Basically, generally, the students actually they ask me like similar question, like you're done BSc civil engineering, can I do MBA in the UK? So I can't see any relevancy here between the two. If you're civil engineering, why would you do MBA? Obviously, if you're going into the management, the high level management sort of side, yeah, that makes sense. Like you got lots of experience and you want to add to that experience, like leadership level. That makes sense. But obviously, if you've done BSc civil engineering and you're doing straight into MSc, like MBA, to me it doesn't make sense at all. Obviously, that's where I say, brother, you need to make sure you understand. Obviously, you are the best judge of yourself, so you should understand yourself better, but where you want to see in your future. If you spend, yeah, lots of time, I mean, doing the bachelor in civil engineering, why would you go into the software? Is it because you just find a job there randomly? That's where you stuck there. And obviously, I mean, if you're enjoying your stuff there in the software, there's no harm as long your bills are paid from there. That's all it matters basically. So I would say, I mean, look at yourself. Basically, you wanna stay there in software, or you want to go back into the civil engineering. Obviously, there's always a chance, I mean, to get back, but obviously it's not easy. If you stuck somewhere, you got lots of experience in the similar in the same field, and then later on, yeah, you want to rejoin, yeah, something completely different. It's not a good sort of, yeah, side, I should say, because you're losing that experience completely to a side, and you completely start from scratch, yeah, again, a new sort of, yeah, career. So it's not a good sort of, yeah, choice. But obviously, if you want to come back, you are always welcome. Yeah, civil engineering is always a good for my end. But I would say, yeah, look at yourself. I mean, if you're happy what you're doing actually in your job, they're paying your bill and you want to progress in the same field, so just stick to that. Otherwise, yeah, there's no harm. You want to come back, yeah, to civil engineering, so you're welcome. Abhinesh, I'm working in May MNC Intertech India. However, is it possible to work in UK since there is vacancy on the same? You can try. That would be, I should say, if you're already working in the company, they exist in the UK as well. That would be the easiest bet, I should say. You apply through the, yeah, your own website and see if there is ICT, we call it intra company transfer visa. It's I would say that should be the simplest way. I mean, if you're already working there in the same company, and because they already know about your skills there, it will be quite easy for your line manager to recommend you basically to move to the to UK basically. So I would say I would prefer that way. If you're already working in a company that exists in the UK, ICT should be your preference basically. So I would say, yeah, go that way. Apply through your website. Obviously, keep your line manager on board as well, because ultimately all your line manager would know about it. So it's better to keep them on board, yeah, from the very start. So obviously, if you're good terms with your line manager, which you should keep, yeah, good terms with your line manager all the time, because they are the one, they dictated your they dictate your future as well. So you need to keep that good relationship with your line manager. And obviously, if you have good terms, they can recommend you to the UK sort of your counterparts as well, and that's where you balance yourself. Basically, you can come as a ICT in that sense, which is different than the skilled worker visa. Imran Khan Qureshi, Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam, brother. Ahmed Afzal, is there any opportunities to get a job while doing MSc? If you're talking about in the civil engineering field or any other professional field, no, there is basically little to no chance, I should say, because you would have the visa. I mean, that's where primarily dictated by your status. So if you're a student, generally, I mean, the rules would say, the law says you can't apply for the full-time job. Basically, simple as that. Obviously, you can do full-time job during the vacations, I mean, during studies, but otherwise you are not eligible to apply for full-time job. So simple as that. Yeah, you are restricted by those rules, by your visa status. So I would say no, you can't apply for full-time professional jobs while you're studying. And in fact, yeah, there are very little or no part-time jobs, yeah, in the UK, professional jobs. It's very little chance you will get the part-time jobs. Next question is from Versha. Sir, is only engineering council accredited degree is valuable? No, that's not right. It's that doesn't mean like accreditation that only valuable. It doesn't degrade any of the university or any degree at all. It's just your future progression. That's all it is. I mean, you would see lots of people, they have a degree, but obviously they don't want to get into the accreditation or getting the membership of the ICE and I/T. That is the difference. If you see your future, like you want to progress basically in your career, that's where I generally say you should look for those courses they are accredited, because that will make your life easy. Even if you do the course which is not accredited, that means you can still go for the membership, but that will take a lot more time, in a sense that because you will not go directly basically to the membership, you would need to get a certain experience in the field, like a 3 4 5 years experience before you get to the membership. So that is the difference basically. So it doesn't degrade any sort of, yeah, university or any course at all. It's just basically make your life a lot easier. Obviously, if your course is accredited already, so you don't have to go through that hassle, or I can't apply for the membership because I don't have that experience. So obviously you need to go through that process. And if your course is accredited, that means after completion of your MSc, you can directly become a member, a june well, it's called a member of the of the, not the council, but it's ICE, which is Institute of Civil Engineering, I/T as well. Obviously you need to go through the whole process, I mean, to get that full, like a chartered ship membership, which get a lot more sort of, yeah, experience, 4 5 years experience, and go through the exam sort of period. But at least, yeah, you can enter into that stream straight away if your course is accredited. Otherwise, I mean, if not accredited, that mean before you become that, to get to that membership, before that you need to have some sort of experience there as well. So that's where I say it's important for yourself to choose the right subjects that is accredited beforehand, so it doesn't, yeah, get you into that hassle basically. Abinash Shah, can you post sponsor jobs for scholarship in Shivening since it's open in Great Britain? Brother, I would suggest you already identify the British Council website. They generally identify, basically, they advertise, yeah, all the scholarships there. So British Council website. Also, you can check the gov.uk website as well. They will identify all the scholarships. I mean, they are available in for the international students, as well as, yeah, the local students as well. So these are the websites. Also, all the universities generally, which is not the full scholarship, but you can get up to 2,000 to 5,000 sort of, yeah, bursaries there as well in your tuition fee. So all the universities, so you need to check their websites, obviously the relevant university websites, as well as, yeah, as said, the British Council, the gov.uk website. They will identify, yeah, the available scholarships there. So I believe I cover almost all the questions there. And as said, brothers, thank you very much for your involvement. And as I said, I receive lots of calls on my mobile, on the WhatsApp. I mean, at different times. I don't mind. I mean, calling me and texting me, but obviously I can't respond to each individual because of my, yeah, other commitments, my other sort of, yeah, engagement. So you won't get straight away. I mean, it's so frustration, actually, from a few of basically caller, and they text me like in the evening, in the night, at midnight as well. Honestly, I try to, at the best, actually, what I can do from myself. But obviously you need to consider, yeah, the others, sort of, yeah, priorities as well. So I'm a single person, and handling, basically, I go over literally, yeah, 5,500 now subscribers. So obviously, handling, yeah, such a big crowd is not easy. So I'm trying my best, I mean, to respond as many as possible from my end. But you need to be patient, you need to show that patience as well. And obviously need to make sure you give time, yeah, to others as well, basically, to get a response. So don't expect, like, if you send me some text or you ask for something, like, straight away you will get an answer. That won't be the case for sure. And that's all I can do from myself. Obviously, I do ask you to engage with the through YouTube, to the LinkedIn and WhatsApp groups. And these are the different platforms. I can try my best, actually, from my end, what I can, how I can help the best way. But as said, I can't help every individual, unfortunately, to their best, basic, whatever. Obviously, the like session like these are generic session. And I'm sure, yeah, lots of questions are similar, you're gonna ask. And I'm sure, yeah, this is covering the generic sort of, yeah, area here. But as said, I mean, if you want the specific sort of, yeah, you're interested in your career progression, or your career counseling, or separate your own sort of, yeah, niche, basically, your specific field, how to find a job. I generally provide the one-to-one session. Again, yeah, I have to arrange that for a specific time. Basically, I can't manage all the time, and that's where you can basically get engaged on that one-to-one session. Which generally, the link will be basically on any of my YouTube video. You can check the link, actually, join button there, on the actually next to the subscribe button. You can join there and ask for, basically, join as a one-to-one session, so we can arrange that one-to-one session. But otherwise, like these sort of session, WhatsApp groups and the LinkedIn, that's always, yeah, is always open. But you need to show a bit of a patience as well. So you need to do care for others as well. So that's all I can say. um a couple of more questions, let's see, and then we wrap it up. Abhinesh, what job sponsored jobs for civil engineers with four? What about sponsored jobs for civil engineering with 4 years experience? Uh, I, I don't know, brother, what your question is. Obviously, we discussed, like, I mean, if you go for his experience, you need to go through the job portals, basically the relevant sort of, yes, employers, their websites. You apply through the job, whatever they advertise, relevant to your sort of niche, your experience, and you go from there. That's only I can answer there. I don't know what, I'm not clear about the your question there. Uh, Karthik Singh, I have no experience doing MSc from UK. Then 2 years is enough for experience and tier two job. I have no experience doing MSc from UK. Then 2 years is enough for I don't get it, Karthik. Did you mean that to get a skilled worker visa or tier 2 visa, you need to have 2 years experience. If that is your question, that's not right. So what you do actually, so you do MSc, if you do MSc in the UK, then you apply for the graduate role, basically with no experience. That's what we call it, graduate roles. So you apply for the graduate role, and once you get the graduate role, and they will give you the tier 2, which was the old term basically. Now we call it skilled worker visa. So you will get basically straight away skilled worker visa from there. That's how it works. So you don't have to specific years of experience before you get the skilled worker visa. Abhinesha, I have suggestion. If you could guide for sponsor visa for civil engineering in your YouTube, I'm sure, brother, there are a few videos on the sponsored visa. So do search, yeah, skilled worker visa on my, yeah, YouTube videos. I'm sure you will find, yeah, what it needs actually. So that's I can't say more than that, if I'm honest. I mean, whatever is in that videos, like, I mean, what do you need to get basically sponsor a skilled worker visa, or how the process works basically. So I'll explain it there. So I'm sure you will find that useful if you can search Abhinash there on my YouTube. If you got any concerns, as said, I mean, you can get in touch here with on the other platforms like LinkedIn. Obviously here in the on the videos as well, you can basically respond or comment on the videos as well. I'll respond there. I hope I've covered all the questions here. And guys, thank you very much for being part of this session. And it's been really wonderful speaking to you guys. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend with your family and friend. And I hope to see you in the next live session. So you take care of yourself and your neighbors. Thank you very much.